My husband brought home his affair child, so I packed up my daughter's life and left him nothing to give Saturday afternoon. I was in the kitchen making lunch when my husband walked in and completely detonated our lives in one sentence. He said, "I had an affair. I have a 9-year-old daughter. Her mom's gone. I'm going to pick her up now just like that. No warning, no discussion, just information dumped on me like it was a grocery list." Before I could even process, our 14-year-old daughter came running into the kitchen crying. She said her dad told her she'd have to share her room and her stuff with a girl she'd never even met. She was sobbing, asking why, and I couldn't answer. My hands were shaking so bad I nearly dropped the knife I was holding. I did the only thing I could think of. I called my mom. She picked up on the second ring and I just said, "We need the guest room." She didn't even hesitate, just said, "Come." I went upstairs, grabbed my daughter and started packing. Her clothes, her books, her sketch pads, her posters, the stuffed animals she's had since she was a baby, everything that belonged to her. She kept asking what was happening, and I just kept folding. My 10-year-old son came in asking why we were packing. I told him the truth, that his dad had a kid with another woman and was bringing her home to live with us. He blinked at me for a full minute before asking, "Do I have to share my room too?" I said no. I told him I wouldn't let that happen. Monday morning, my parents showed up with my sister, her husband, and my nephews, our own little moving crew. We cleared my daughter's room down to the drywall, the desk, the bed, the bookshelf, even the lamp on her nightstand, gone. Closet empty, drawers empty, not a single hanger left. Then my dad installed deadbolt locks on my bedroom door and my son's. He handed me both keys. We moved all of my husband's stuff, clothes, laptop, books, cologne, everything, into the small office he used to work from. That was his room now. My daughter's safe at my parents' place. It's tight in their little condo, but she's got her things and her space. I stayed in the house with my son, because this is my house too. I've paid into it for 16 years. I'm not the one who blew it up. Last night, my husband came back with her, the affair kid. And listen, I felt bad for her at first. She looked scared, lost, holding a tiny suitcase. But that sympathy lasted about 3 seconds before I remembered she's here because of him. He walked her down the hall toward what used to be my daughter's room, opened the door, and froze. The room was completely empty. He spun around, furious. "Where is everything? Where is she supposed to sleep?" I told him that wasn't my problem. He started yelling about how I was being cruel, how she's just a kid who didn't ask for this. And I told him, neither did my daughter. He said the girl didn't even have winter clothes. She'd come from the south where it doesn't snow. I told him maybe he should have thought about that before detonating our family. Then I laughed. Not a happy laugh. One of those tired, hysterical ones that just slip out when you're done being shocked. He said I was punishing an innocent child. I said no. I'm protecting my innocent child, the one you blindsided and told to give up her room without even asking how she felt. This morning, before I left for work, he cornered me in the kitchen, still trying to make me feel guilty. Said I was heartless. My son came downstairs halfway through and stood next to me. He looked right at his dad and said, "I'm glad we put locks on the doors." My husband just stared at us like he didn't recognize his own family anymore. Then he grabbed his keys and left. Good, because the only person who destroyed this home was him.